In this second video, we will focus on the creation of surfaces and solids starting from surface meshes. Okay, so in the previous video, we left over more or less in this situation. I just removed the part that was related to the bone, just to make it maybe a little bit more complex to create these surfaces. So what we need to do, we go on geometry and then create surfaces and from FE. At this point, we will work mainly in this panel, and we start by this icon that says elements. This means that to perform this operation, we need to select some elements as an input. Well, we can do this by clicking here, and then there is this window that shows us the different ways we can select these elements. So we can just click on displayed, and everything turns white. So this means that everything that there is here is considered as an input. Then we have different options. So my suggestions for these steps are mainly this one, but you can play around a little bit with the values to find out what is the best option for you. In general, I suggest a complexity of 9. The higher is the complexity, the less will be the surfaces generated. So typically, in my opinion, you want few surfaces as possible. And then you go on create. So here on the corner of the screen, you can see the communication that Hypermesh is giving you. And this means that stuff is running properly and he's doing stuff. So we need to wait maybe 30 seconds, something like this. Okay, so now everything is done, and here we have he's showing us both things, so surfaces and elements. So we want to remove we want to take away the elements because we don't care about seeing this stuff. And what we are left is this. So these are the parametric surfaces that I was explaining before. And so green means that the edges match perfectly. So Hypermesh understands that there is a connection. And red means that the two surfaces are not connected. Here we can also see, for example, we can remove some parts. Okay, so for example, we can remove this one and we can see the interior part. So this means that this surface is just this upper part. And we have one of these for every surface that it was created. So in general, what we want is we want to have everything green, because right now we have just surfaces that are connected in some parts, but not all. And so we have the surfaces are not generating a closed volume. Okay, so what we need to do, we go on geometry, edit, and then we go on surface edges, and we go on equivalence. So this is very automatic step that we can go, and well, here you have different options. So for example, you can go on by component, but you can also press all, and then here you have a tolerance. So maybe I would say 0.1, and 3 edges only. So this means that he will not look at the green ones. Here we don't have elements anymore, but in this case we have surfaces. So we need to give him a surface. And for example, we can go displayed. So everything is selected. So let's try to run this. Okay, so here, okay, this step was quite fast. So for some reason, he's showing again the elements. So we don't want this part, but we can look at what happened. Okay, so what we see now is that most of the red edges turned yellow. So this means that yellow is a connection between two surfaces, but there are still some parts, for example, this one, that didn't have, well, he didn't realize that we wanted them to be only one edge. So a possibility could be, for example, to improve, to increase this tolerance, so 0.5, let's say, and well, we need again to select everything, and then we go on equivalence. Okay, this part is still not attached. So what we can do, we can go on, for example, replace. So here we have two inputs, so moved edge and retained edge. So moved edge, we can, for example, press this green one, and then automatically selects retain edge, and we can press this one. And tolerance, here I would increase the tolerance maybe to 1, okay? And let's see if this works. Yes, I think it worked. Okay, so right now we have only one yellow part, okay? So you can keep going a little bit with this until you get a complete yellow yellow everywhere. Consider that you also need to check that, for example, you might have, yeah, yeah, you might have parts that are hidden by surfaces that are still red. So I can see, for example, this part and this part. So maybe we can quickly try to do them now. Okay, okay, it seems it's working. If it doesn't work, then you need to play with the tolerance, or try a little bit different options. And also try to look a little bit what is happening in the overall thing. Okay, so it seems everything is fine over here, and finally we have this part here. So there is also this little spot that we need to fix. Okay, let's try to see this part. Replace. Okay, I think it's fine now. Everything is yellow. So now we can just proceed to the next step and go on geometry, create solids, and bounding surfaces. So we go on displayed, and we can go to create. Okay, so now the solid was created. So right now we have one solid, that is this one, two solids, that is this one, three solids with this one, and four solids with the external part. Solids, okay, so here you see this because we are in auto, but for example, we can go on, yeah, this will show different colors, but what we want is topology. So yellow is showing you the surfaces that are in common. So he knows that this is a set of solids with common surfaces that are the yellow ones. And this is very useful when you want to create surfaces, solid meshes that has this boundary between them. Yeah, you can also go here, and for example, you can see mappable. So mappable will show you stuff that Hypermesh knows how to mesh with hexa elements right away, and red means it doesn't know because these are complex surfaces. Well, complex solids. So in the next video, I will explain the different options for solid meshing, creating a solid mesh of this component.